Hello students, today we will see the concept of random process. In most of the communication systems, whenever we want to perform any statistical analysis, we need to usually deal with random signals, may it be voice signals or TV signals or computer data which is in digital format or electrical signals, may it be noise also. Now all these signals are a function of time, that is they change with respect to time, so we observe them on some interval, we define them on some particular observation interval. So basically these signals are a function of time. Now random variables, we used to define a sample space capital S. We used to have many sample points S1 S2 till Sn, but all these sample points were nothing but some values were assigned to them. Okay, may it be a tossing of the coin experiment in which S1 S2 would be heads tails, meaning we would be assigning some particular values for those heads and tails, so maybe 0 or 1. Rolling of a die experiment, S1 used to be 1, S2 used to be 2, and so on and so forth. But over here, when we consider random process, basically these S1 S2, that is all the sample points, each one of the sample point defines a particular function of with respect to time, that is a function of time. So all these are signals S1 S2 till Sn. Okay, all these particular are a function of time. Okay, and they are some particular signals with respect to time. So together all these particular signals make up a random process. All right, so that is if we perform the experiment out, if we have many experiments together. Okay, if we take a TV signal, for example, TV has audio as well as a video. So audio can be first experiment, audio signal can be the first, that is S1, and video signal can be S2, and so on and so forth. So let x1 of t denote the outcome of the first experiment, x2 of t can be outcome of the second experiment, and so on and so forth till xn. So xn of t is the outcome of the nth experiment. So together all these experiments together will form a process called as a random process whenever these signals are completely random in nature. Alright, so we associate with each sample point in the sample space a waveform which is a function of time, that is all these particular signals are nothing but a function of time. Alright, so the collection of all these waveforms is called as an ensemble and is a random process. So collection of all these S1 S2 S3, that is x1 of t, x2 of t, x3 of t, together they are called as a random process, and any function in this ensemble is called as a sample function. That is, we used to call for random variables S1 S2 S3 used to be called as a sample point. Okay, these over here in the random process S1 S2 S3 will be called as sample functions. Okay, so the figure which was shown earlier represents a random process which is denoted by capital X of t. Now just capital X denotes a random variable. Whenever that is a function of time, x of t denotes a random process, so it is a function of time. So x of t is defined by a set of sample functions, so total together it will be called as capital X of t, that is a random process, and it will constitute many sample functions. It will be made up of many sample functions, that is small x of t's. So xj of t, j going from 1 to n. Alright, so it is a set of many sample functions. Now if we observe these set of waveforms x1 of t, x2 of 3, xn of t, let's observe it at some particular time interval t1. So point at x1 of t at t1 is called as x1 of t1. Okay, for the first waveform. If we observe the second waveform at the same time instant t1, that value, if we take that particular value, is x2 at t1. Okay, if we observe the nth waveform at the same time instant, it will be called as xn of t1, and so on and so forth. So together these x1 of t1, x2 of t1, xn of t1, all these are nothing but values. So we will be having some particular values for this, so it will make up a random variable. Okay, together x1 of t1, x2 of t1 till xn of t1 will be some particular values, and together it will be called as a random variable which will be denoted by capital X1 of t1. Okay, so capital X1 of t is the process, capital X1 of t1 is the random variable at time interval t1. So similarly, we will be having many random variables. If we define a time instant t2 and observe all these values at time t2, it will make up another random variable. So random process can be defined as collection of all these waveforms, or it can be defined as collection of all these particular random variables together. I mean all the random variables, continuous random variables together. So x1 of t1 is a random variable, capital X1 of capital X of t1 is the random variable, capital X of t is the random process. That is what you need to remember. Okay. So next, a process can be a stationary process or it can be a non-stationary process. So whenever statistical properties of the process do not change with respect to time, okay, it is called as a stationary process. And a process is called as non-stationary if these properties are changing with respect to time, that is they are a function of time. Alright, now a stationary process is the important one over here. So we will be defining two types of stationary process. Okay, if the first one is a strict sense stationary process called as SSS, that is SSS is the short form for it. Okay, so a random process is called as strict sense stationary, or whenever we mean if we just say stationary, it means strict sense stationary. So the process is called as stationary if for all time t and for all time shifts defined by delta, the joint cumulative distribution function of the random variables x of t1, x of t2 till x of tn is the same as the joint cumulative distribution function of all the time shifts, that is x of t1 plus delta, t2 plus delta till x of tn plus delta. So it should be true for all the times, that is the joint CDF for these random variables should be same as joint CDF of the time shifted random variables for all times plus all deltas, that is all time shifts. Okay, so when CDF is equal, that means that most of the statistical properties will be the same, so they will be stationary. Alright, so this is called as a fully stationary process or strict sense stationary process. Alright, so in mathematical terms, for all real numbers x1, x2 till xn, we have fx of t1, xt2, this fx denotes the cumulative distribution function. Now since this is joint CDF, we will be having many together. For a single one we used to have fx of x. Okay, for this one we will be having fx at t1, xt2 till xtn of x1 comma x2 till xn will be same as fx of t1 plus delta, t2 plus x of t2 plus delta till x of tn plus delta of x1, x2 till xn. So this is a strict sense stationary process. Okay, now we have a lenient version of this which is called as a wide sense stationary or WSS process or weak sense stationary process. Okay, so here there are some leniencies which are given. For a strict sense stationary process or stationary process, all the statistical properties should be same, should be constant, they should not change with respect to time. For a weak sense stationary process, okay, only the mean and the correlation function should not change by shifts in time. Okay, so here a permission is given that only the mean and the correlation function should not shift, that is they should be constant. So random process is called as wide sense stationary or weak sense stationary if its mean and its correlation function do not change with respect to time. We will see what is correlation function in the next classes. So just remember that if the mean and the correlation are constant, then the process is called as weak sense stationary or wide sense stationary. If all the properties, all the statistical properties do not change with respect to time, it is called as strict sense stationary. Okay, so x of t is called wide sense stationary process if for all t and all time shifts delta, expectation of x t1, which is the mean at t1, okay, is equal to expectation of x of t2, that is the process seen at t2 is equal to expectation of x of tn, that is basically mean is constant, all the means are equal. And second thing, expectation of xt1 multiplied with xt2. This is the correlation we will see in a short while in the next class. So e of x of t1 into x of t2 is nothing but expectation of x of t1 plus delta, the time shift, multiplied with x of t2 plus delta, that is the time shift. This is for the correlation function. So these two should be constant, that is mean should be constant and the correlation function should be constant. So if these two properties are satisfied, it is called as wide sense stationary. If all the statistical properties are not changing, then it is called as strict sense stationary. So all wide sense stationary process are by default stationary process, that is strict sense stationary. So if a process is wide sense stationary, it is also strict sense stationary, but the converse is not true. Okay, so in the next class we will see the correlation functions in detail.